Let's get back to Utah State. Time now to talk some college basketball. And it was just so fun to watch what happened over the weekend. Utah State is now officially in the NCAA tournament, having beaten San Diego State for their second straight Mountain West Conference tournament championship. And joining me now is the man everybody's talking about. He is Sam Merrill, back on the drive on a Monday. Sam, how are you, bud?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing, Spencer?
I'm good, buddy, and I'm sure you are doing fantastic. And that's I just want to start here. What has the last 48 hours been like for you, man? Because, look, I've known about you for more than a minute because I played for your high school coach, Mike Maxwell, and he turned me on to you and Zach, and I watched you in high school. So I've known about you for a while, Sam, but now the country knows the name Sam Merrill. What's that been like for you?
It's been great, but ever since that game, I've had a huge headache. I've been really tired, but have not been able to sleep. So I'm not sure if it's all worth it. Like when Sam's not sleeping, Sam's not a happy guy. So I'm hoping sometime in the next couple of days I can catch up on my sleep.
Sam, listen to me for a second. It's worth it, pal. It is. I promise you. It's worth it. You're going to look back on this weekend for the rest of your life. So I know, and we'll set you loose in a minute so you can get a nap. But, buddy, I promise you it's worth it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's been so awesome just having all the people that have reached out and congratulated me and the team. And it's been incredible to see the amount of support that we've had and that I've had personally. And also to be able to win that game and not have to spend this week worrying and wishing and hoping and seeing what's going to happen on Sunday. So it's been a fun time for sure.
A couple of things, Sam, I want to do with you before we set you loose so you can get a nap in. And that's my priority for you is to get you rested because I'm bullish on what you guys can do. So I'm excited to watch. But here's where I want to start because post-game, you said something that I thought was really fascinating and that maybe some players would not admit, and that is, you said that your coach, Craig, is not necessarily a guy that pays attention to the bracketology, but you said, I am, and then you said, I wasn't going to play in the NIT. I love that. I love the confidence. I love the honesty. But for our listeners that didn't hear it, elaborate on that. Like, were you checking Lenardi and saying we're not in yet? Like, what motivated you to play with so much urgency so you could play in another NCAA tournament?
Yeah, so we after we lost those 3 straight games in January, ending at Air Force, I met with Coach Smith personally, and we were just talking about the team and what we needed to do and what we needed to fix. And he told me that an at-large at that time was probably not going to happen, but we were able to go on a run and get ourselves back in the conversation. And I'm actually surprised. I know most guys look at that stuff. I had Lunardi as one of my search suggestions because I was always constantly looking at his thing, and we moved ourselves back into the conversation, and then we go lose at New Mexico, which I don't know if ever losing at New Mexico is a bad loss, but because they weren't very good this year, it is a bad loss. So that dropped us down, and we got to this week, and being a senior and having all the whole year we expected to play in the NCAA tournament, and having played in the NCAA tournament last year, like the NIT is a great tournament, but it's just not somewhere that I wanted to be. And I think our whole team had that same mindset of like, we may have made it if we lost to San Diego State, but we didn't want to leave them that option. So even though we didn't play, our first 2 nights weren't our best games, and even Saturday wasn't our best game, but we played with that urgency and that mindset and that desire just to do everything we could to win those games. And even though, like I said, we didn't play perfect in any of them, we found a way to win, and that's what great teams do. I'm
glad you said what you just said, barely, because that's where I want to go here, Sam, because you guys went 13 minutes on Saturday without scoring. So defensively, you really bunkered in, and you were able to do a good job because San Diego State is, by really any measurable metric, one of the elite offensive teams in the country. So when you went down on Saturday, when it didn't look good and the offense wasn't clicking, what was Craig saying to you? What were you saying to your teammates? How did you stay the course so when you finally did get it going, you were in a position to win and ultimately did just that?
Yeah, we we were missing a ton of wide open shots, but we've relied on our defense all year. We've had a lot of games where we have not shot the ball well, and I think that was the good thing is we were stuck at 11 points for like almost 10 minutes, I think, and yet San Diego State didn't create real separation. They got 11, and then it went up to 13, and then they had the 3-point play to get it up to 16, and that's where it started to feel a little dire, but we scored right away. So we scored 10 points in the last 2 minutes of the half. So to only be down 8 after the way we had played, we felt really confident going into the half, and we felt like we were going to make shots, and defensively we were locked in the entire night. Like you said, they're one of the best offensive teams in the country, and I think we held them to 36% shooting. 56 points is a fantastic number, and defensively we were there the whole night, and we picked it up offensively in the second half and made some shots. So that confidence that we had going into the half by keeping it close-ish was what pushed us over the top.
I know you've been asked this before, but I need to hear your answer on these airwaves. That final possession where you hit the shot heard around the world that we will be talking about, Sam, for years and years and years. When you have your statue built up in Logan, it's going to look like that release in the final seconds. What was the offensive set that Craig wanted? Like, was that the look you were looking for? And ultimately, what did it feel like when that shot went through the bucket?
Yeah, so we got that rebound with 25 seconds left, tie game, and just this tournament, we just, at times in the second half of both the New Mexico and the Wyoming games, we just went 1-4 flat, and Coach just let me go to work, and he doesn't usually do that. But he had confidence in me, and I had a ton of success against New Mexico and Wyoming, just going one-on-one, and I didn't want a ball screen because I didn't want to be trapped. And they're like, being trapped is sometimes a good thing because you can get the ball to an open shooter, but San Diego State's so long that it's hard to do that when they do trap. So I just wanted to go one-on-one, and like I said post game, I had been envisioning that exact scenario all week, and I was hoping I'd get that opportunity. And luckily, I mean, the odds of that happening are very low, but luckily we did. And the guy guarding me, KJ Fagan, who is a great defender, but he's probably 2 or 3 inches shorter than me. So I knew I was going to be able to get a shot no matter what. And it actually wasn't a very good shot. Like, a contested 30-footer is not a great high percentage shot. But the officials had let us play all night, so there's a risk that if you go to the rim, there's going to be some contact and maybe you don't get a call. And like I said, being so much taller than the guy, I knew I could get any shot I wanted. So just rhythmed into it and took a little step back. I didn't realize that I was as deep as I was until after, but I just let it fly and it went in. So we're lucky that it did.
One of the other things that I loved hearing you say post-game, and I'm paraphrasing, Sam, this isn't the exact quote, but when you said it, I got the chills. And I've been in this business for a number of years, man. You said, look, I didn't come here just to go to the NCAA tournament. We haven't won a tournament game at Utah State since 2001. I came here to win a game in the tournament. And that's not exactly what you said, but that was the idea of it. And you've been to a tournament before, Sam. What gives you confidence that coming up when we see the seedings and the matchup and ultimately watch you guys play, that you guys can win not just a game, maybe a couple?
Yeah, that's been what I wanted to achieve ever since I got here. And obviously I'll look back on it and be happy about it no matter what happens in our first tournament game. But last year we got the crappy game out of the way. Like, we did not play well. Washington was a difficult matchup for who we were as a team. We were a great man team, and they zoned us and made it tough. And no one really played well in that game. I didn't play well. Most of our guys didn't play well. So we got that game out of the way. So now we get to just go out there and play and not worry about anything else and just do everything we can to win at least one game and then hopefully a couple more. But our focus and our attitude is going to be, let's give it everything we got. Let's not be nervous or have jitters like we may have had last year. Let's just go out there and play, and hopefully the cards fall.
What has been the coolest moment for you as far as somebody reaching out or interview you've done? I saw, we all saw Donovan tweeted at you, and that's always cool when you game respects game, and an NBA guy reaches out to you. But other than that, like, has there been another snapshot moment where you kind of look around and have to pinch yourself a little bit?
Does Tony Jones count?
Tony Jones absolutely counts. Oh, we got to save that sound. That is so good.
No, there's. That tweet from Donovan was cool. I've met him a couple times. He's obviously, everyone knows how cool of a guy he is and down to earth and nice of a guy he is. Got a couple messages from Tony, but the coolest thing to me was just I got messages from people that I haven't talked to in years, like high school friends, high school acquaintances, mission buddies. Friends from early on in college, like literally almost everyone I knew sent out a message and congratulated me. So it's been, like I said, it's been awesome and overwhelming, the support that I've received since that game.
So what's the plan now, Sam, up until you guys play? Is Craig giving you some time to rest? Is it practice as usual? Like what give us the Utah State itinerary up until you take the court again.
I don't know exactly what the itinerary is yet, but we're having a couple of days off just to lay low. I assume we'll have 2 or 3 practices this week. I think the biggest thing we need is just to rest and get healthy. Abel's been injured. We got a couple other injuries and guys that played a lot of minutes last weekend. So while trying to stay in rhythm, which is the big question with a layoff like this, we also want to stay healthy. So we'll get a couple of practices in and see who we play Sunday and then start prepping for them.
Well, look, buddy, it's just been so fun for me personally, for us as a staff and a show to watch what you guys have done so far. I know you're tired, but believe me, in a few years, you're going to look back and you're going to say this was all worth it. I promise. We'll let you go. Go get some rest. Stay healthy and keep going, man.
All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. That's the plan. Go Aggies.